But I'm here, I'm back. I have an interesting topic for you today. I've got some of your requests to comment on the latest events. Of course, when I'm living for a while, and there is unusual things one after another, not hard, well, heartbreaking too, but groundbreaking news. I want to comment a little bit on the situation with Jeff Bezos and some parallels that you may be able to apply to your life as a man. In this case, you don't have to be as rich as he is, not even, you don't have even to be close, but you can learn a few things and apply them to your life so you don't look like you're the only person that does not understand in what kind of tragic situation you are getting yourself into. You know, it's so interesting that he's obviously a multi billionaire, and he has um, so much opportunity to have the best services, the best consultancy, the best support, and yet one thing Jeff Bezos did not invest into is getting a advisor when it comes to the relationship, because if he would have gotten himself an advisor, a smart person, maybe some renown, or just extremely good relationship coach, advisor, however you call it, he would never in a million years be signing no papers, be getting married with Lauren Sanchez. It's he put himself in the most um vulnerable, in despite of what his prenup is saying, despite of all of that, he put himself in a most dangerous, awful, and most devastating situation when it will come to the end. We all know this marriage is not going to last. We all know that Lauren Sanchez is not there for the faint of heart. She's not there because she has an ounce of love for this man. She is there because she's a professional strategist, and she's a professional. She cheated. She has a career in cheating. You know, we all have different careers, but some of us have different occupations and passion. But her passion was always um, social climbing and cheating from one gets into the from one man to the next one and always getting on top. I mean, it is impressive. I have to say, her strategy ability is very impressive. I'm not suggesting that you should have a loveless marriage. I'm not suggesting that, if for the ladies who are watching, that you should be a shark, because to me she is a shark. I think the plastic surgeries that she had gotten, it's almost like, you know, you're not supposed to alterate yourself if you believe in God. In general, you shouldn't be doing it, but I feel that, I'm sad to say this, but I feel she got this botched surgery. It kind of almost reflects her spirit, because she used to be a beautiful woman. I don't know why she had to do all that, but it didn't go that well. And I don't know, she just looks like a shark. Uh, she could definitely write a book on how to manipulate a man, how to manipulate a billionaire. She could probably make another billion writing that book. But today's video is not that much about her. I want to talk to my men followers who follow me, and just to tell you, don't be stupid. When you are about to make one of the biggest decisions in your life, don't just rely on yourself and your hormones and your dependency on attention from certain kinds of women. Don't rely on your clear judgment, because women like this, they know how to manipulate, they know how to pretend, they can imitate everything, if you know what I mean. They can make you feel very special in a very fake and artificial way. But if you would just open your eyes, not only you wouldn't marry a woman like this, you wouldn't, as we say, as we say in Ukraine, we wouldn't even sit on one toilet. We wouldn't be even eating close to each other. You would not even be in a proximity of a woman like this. And the most devastating things of this is that this is not going to last. This is not. It's going to be extremely um, annoying experience because the mask, the shark mask, is going to drop, and it's just going to be very humiliating when you have this pompous wedding. When you have all these lavish things, you have so much stuff that you put on the show so much. The more you celebrate, the more grandiose you make it, the less, in this case especially, the less genuine it is. But also the bigger your frustration is going to be when this woman robs you and leaves you, or she does what she does best, cheat. I don't know if she can. The problem here is she can probably, she would not find a man who is richer than him, um because those sheikhs, and I don't know, Elon Musk is not interested. And who else is there? All those Arabic oligarchs, sheikhs, they prefer young women, so that's not gonna work. But maybe it would be cheating for something else. But the men who think that he can marry a woman that made her career, it's not even some gossip. She was semi-public person her entire life, and she dreamed to be a celebrity. So you can look up, most of her relationships were public, and she literally cheated from the first relationship to the last one, to climb higher and higher and higher. Again, this is a woman you can hire as your strategist. This is a woman that could write a book on manipulation, but that's not a woman to marry. And it's so insane to see that you can have uh, so much power. You can create an empire. You can be worth of billions and billions of dollars, but you don't have one single friend. You don't have one single person in your life, either related to you or good friend. I don't know, or hiring a smart person that understands emotional intelligence, that understand relationship dynamics. Like, you cannot, you can have this empire and you cannot get that. That is insane, my dear friends. 1 second. 1 second. Hey, hello Elizabeth, good to see you. Hello Len, welcome back. Yes guys, I took a break from everything. You know that I always do that, and that's how I stay alive. And of course all this news had unfolded, so many news, the Diddy thing, that he's basically gonna walk out almost with nothing, and this wedding is so crass. It was, when I saw just a few clips. I didn't watch the whole ceremony. I may have watched maybe 2-3 minutes worth of episodes, and I was thinking again that this is so insane that you can have billions of dollars, but you cannot have one genuine smile at your wedding. You cannot have your truly close friends, your family, somebody who've been there with you, who loved you, who cared for you before you got famous. You know, I would just hypothetically, right? Imagine that you are a powerful person. Don't have to be a billionaire, but hypothetically, imagine that you're a powerful person, right? You have lots of responsibilities. You build a lot of things. You have people that, ask you for favors all the time. You have people that you just have so much around you. You have people wanting you for this, that, and the other. Would you really want to have a PR stunt, like a PR kind of wedding? And especially if your budget is unlimited, would you really want to be in the sea of paparazzi, sea protests, making inconvenience for everyone? Would you really like to invite some other sharks, people who are absolutely disconnected, could not care less about you whatsoever? Like this whole Kardashian, this weirdest, most um most one of the most evil families on social media in the world, like Kardashians. Like, would you really, like, if you think about it, if you're a very successful person, they could not pay you enough to invite these people who are absolute, who sold their souls, decades ago, who completely sold their souls. You really want to invite to your intimate wedding event? There is no way. And I just want to tell you, to normal people, adequate people who watch my videos, the more a woman loves you, the less noise she wants, the less publicity she wants, the more privacy, the more beautiful, the more serenity. Yes, she might want to have some of your close family, like, I don't know, her grandma, her sister, somebody who was with her, right? But she doesn't care to have celebrities on your wedding. And the situation with Lauren Sanchez, her dream is to be a celebrity, and that's her way. How she found to be a celebrity is keep manipulating this wealthy man from one to another, that she's in that circle. She dreams. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me that somebody at 55 fucking years old wants to be like an Instagram teenager. You have to understand, when a woman is screaming for attention in her midlife, you are just like your background, you're like your photo shoot. I understand when it's a beautiful woman, when it's women who create some kind of impact or brand, or it's young girls that looking for validation. There is time for everything, but time and place for everything. And I'm not suggesting that mature women should give up their beauty, their glamour, or that mature women are less valuable. That's not what I'm implying. I'm implying that the last thing that you want, is being in the midst of people you don't know, you don't connect with. You just, oh, thank you so much, David. Thank you so much for your Cashapp. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad to be back. Thank you. Um, the last thing in the whole world you want to expose your privacy. You don't want to be near sharks. It doesn't matter how. Yes, I understand that, some of us, have some, we might have like some particular artist or something like that. I understand the, like, joy of it, if you want to invite an artist to your wedding that you truly admire, but why would you want to make your wedding into a PR, make a show, make it so extremely performative and fake? I don't know. I would be devastating to have a um I would have been devastated if I know it sounds crazy, but that would be the worst day of my life. Having all these people screaming. Have the thing is, you know, don't ever surround yourself with people that don't care if you're gonna be eaten by the sharks. Not a single person on that guest list have an ounce of genuine care for either of the groom and bride. Not even an ounce of genuine care. There was not a happy, those little videos I saw, again under 3 minutes. There was not a genuine smile. There was not a genuine emotion. There was not a hint of happiness or joy or anything. They all came there like it's a mission, like we have to perform, we getting some kind of exposure or benefits or whatever, but we are on a mission. So no loving woman in the world, especially, I can understand sometimes when it's your first marriage, you're like in your early 20s or something like that, you want to be a princess. But even then, you don't want all these horrible people there. And they know that those are horrible people. They know each other. Maybe it is a perfect match. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But one of the biggest mistakes, once again, that Jeff Bezos ever made, except for cheating on his very loyal and beautiful first wife, and making himself a cheater, which is the only reason why this is my other point. That's the main reason why he's even marrying this shark of a woman, is because he's going from a cheater, extremely a man who failed his marriage and cheated ruthlessly on somebody who was dedicated to him and built with him his entire life, right? Now he's a noble man because he met this woman. She brought him back to life. She showed him the colors, the vivid colors of this life. And that is why he married her. So instead of being a cheater, a man who cannot be trusted, a man who failed his wife and his family and his empire, it just so happened that he became a billionaire. And not so long after that, he met the love of his life. What a coincidence, you would say, right? What a coincidence. But no, he is not a cheater. That was a true love, true passion. He felt alive again, and now they're getting married. For those of you guys who send me letters and ask me in the comments, actually, about my thoughts on this, why one of the main reasons is the damage control. One of the main reasons Jeff Bezos even tried to um, even consider that option is damage control. So he goes in a history now as a noble man. He couldn't control himself. He made a mistake, but then he saved it. He saved it. He wholeheartedly loved this woman. He never stopped being a nerd. And coming back to the investment, he should have done one investment and learn, or have a coach, some kind of relationship counselor, advisor, that is psychologist, I don't know, that understand emotional intelligence, that would help him to discern. Because Jeff Bezos never stopped being a nerd. He never stopped. If you look at his photos when he was younger, he's not a guy that would get a lot of attention from women unless he's very successful. He was kind of almost repulsive, very, very nerdy. Um, so he was lucky to be chosen by a woman. This is just the truth. He was extremely nerdy, and I think he his woman, the vibes that he had was very classy. She was very she appears to be very wholesome and very humble. but somewhere he probably craved this kind of sex doll because his wife looks like blown up doll, like a woman that get addicted to plastic surgery, and she created that image. um she created an image that is very, very specific. You cannot mm, mm, you can read it right away. That just tells me that Jeff Bezos, he may be a genius in terms of business, but in terms of reading people, you only need to have one look at this woman and you already know what she's about. Everyone knows it but him. He probably thinks that somehow this time is going to be different, right? But it won't be. It won't be different. And he never overcome the trauma of being rejected. He's the kind of guys that have been sort of like, they call it incel now. He was definitely not popular because of his social awkwardness and nerdiness with women. And this Sanchez person, she definitely has this very perverted but like sex appeal that is something that you don't get as a nerd. Anybody who is a nerdy guy, maybe when you were younger, you were attracted to the hot girls, so to speak, and you can never get their attention unless the hot girl is very, very smart and she knows you're about something. You have some kind of talent and you will be able to be, a provider. You going to be, if she's looking for a family. But it's rare. Usually, quote unquote hot girls, they also focus on outward things. They don't focus on uh those, wholesome, important components of a personality you're looking for. Usually they are also kind of drunk of their power, because I can tell you that women, when they come to their um, you know teenager years and 20s, if they're attractive, especially if they are more attractive than average and they have some kind of personality and difference, they very often in shock of how much power they have, because men would literally do anything that they want. And they can, this is a time where a lot of women can achieve a lot of things that men can only achieve after decades of working and building their careers. But anyway, I digress. He is going to be so humiliated and so devastated, because this woman is not going to be loyal. She is not there for the faint of heart. The only thing that she useful thing that she could bring to him, that she's already been bringing, is a publicity. He becoming a bit less socially awkward. He becoming more social. She just wants his accolades. She wants fame. She wants recognition. She wants officially to be a celebrity, and of course, uh, that reflects on this poor billionaire. But it's almost like she needs him as a background. Like, it's so performative, and he's going to feel very lonely in this marriage. She will probably find, somebody younger for certain other things. Not sure what exactly she's going to do, because it will be hard to find a billionaire that is more that is richer than him and would fall for her. She truly won a lottery, was finding a dude that is so gullible. And again, it doesn't matter. Some people say that they have some very harsh prenup agreement. It doesn't matter. After all, she's his wife right now. So there are so many ways around things. And I just think you need to be an absolute buffoon to think that this woman have an ounce of warmth or love for you. An ounce of it. We all come with our patterns. And I cannot believe he either never made his research, have no emotional intelligence, or he's just oblivious to all of this, ignorant, and he thinks that somehow it's going to be different this time. The cruelty, the cruelty. Her ex-husband introduced her to this man. Imagine how betrayed he must feel. And Jeff and I forgot her ex-husband's names. They were friends. They were buddies. Imagine how he must feel, and they have two children together. How he must feel. You just, having trust. I don't know why he had trust to her, but you introduce your lovely wife to your friend, and before you know it, she's cheating with your friend behind the scenes. Because you know what? 450 million is not enough. It's not enough. Sorry. We are going to billions. I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive, her ambition and her conviction and strategy. It's pretty impressive, but at the same time, she's an extremely empty person, starved for validation and recognition. That's why they invited all those celebrity people to the worst celebrity. Like, there are better celebrities than that. There are better famous people than that. I assume. I mean, I'm sure you can find some. But they invited the worst of the worst. Like the top snakes. Some of them even wore snake skin to the so-called wedding. Anyway, my dear friends, you should have trusted people in your life. No matter if you know, you're building yourself up. Of course, this is like 0.1% of people are in that position, but we all operate on our own level, and you should always watch these stories to get wisdom from that. You can tell again that Jeff is the only person that he's the only one. Every single person that sees her couple knows what this is about. He's the only one that thinks that she's attracted to him. He's just a man that she always dreamed of. He's just that masculine. Yeah. He believes she knows some secrets. She definitely is a master manipulator, but that is why people of men of any kind of status need to have close friends, need to have, sometimes you don't want to discuss this with friends, you want to have your life private. Then you need to have some kind of consulate, somebody, some kind of confidant, some kind of somebody that will open your stupid eyes to the reality. You can't afford being so stupid. You can't. I understand, when you marry a woman, she's impressed by your achievements. She's proud of you. She is about you being able to sustain a family, give you beautiful lives. There is nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, she needs to have love, respect, and true admiration for you. You don't want to marry somebody who doesn't care if you fall from that yacht, and you know she couldn't care less as long as as long as you're with somebody, as long as they inherit your stuff, they don't care about you. You don't want that. It shouldn't be the only thing. That's what I'm saying. There is nothing wrong with a woman want to have beautiful life if you can provide it. A lot of men get the things so they can choose the woman they want. But when it's the only thing, that you are in, for no good, you know. There's no good is going to come. 1 second, my dear friends. Right. Boy, I'm gonna put glasses. We have a little bit of sun. Yeah, man, I don't know. What do you guys think about it? I'm still in a somewhat vacation mode. Well, it was just getaway mode. Yes, I take a lot of breaks from social media. I hate social media with passion. I do. But let me see what you're saying. If you're still here, who is still here? I know it's a bit early. It's better when I come online later, but I won't have time to do it later. I just want to share your thoughts. You know, please don't be so stupid. Invest in some things. A lot of men, especially geeky men, especially tech men, nerdy men, you are smart, you're brilliant, you may be next to genius, but you don't always have that understanding with women, those emotional cues, those social cues. You ask for help, you will never regret. You can have several opinions, but you know, when it comes to long-term relationships and marriage, it's not about finding a perfect person that have no flaws, but you want to have a person who is genuine, who will not stick a knife in your back, who would not be planning already how she gonna get out from this relationship and stick a knife in your back. You know, you can have a luxury of a woman who respects you, admires you, appreciates what you give her, but she also enjoying spending time with you. You know, that's truly is a gift. Hello, Lance. Thank you. You love my glasses. Yes, we're talking about love today. Thank you. Hello, Elizabeth. Evening, stranger. Yes, I'm well, my darling. You know, I need to have my offline moments. Um, yes. The more the better. He's not in for a true relationship. Yeah, no. He hasn't read the signals. She has been given. Her appearance alone is a signal. But I think he's addicted to her. He likes the sex appeal. He likes the reaction she gets when she showed up in a bra. She showed up in a freaking lingerie for inauguration, for a ceremony. She looked absolutely ridiculous. But he was standing there proud. I wonder if he is making her wearing that stuff, because he's definitely approving that stuff. Again, he's going to be so disappointed because in the end, he will realize that all of this was fake. She's gonna embarrass him and humiliate him in the end. She's gonna take him for his every dollar and she's gonna make him look stupid. It's not going to end well. He will be very humiliated because when you make such a big deal out of something so pompous, so grandiose, and then all of this, like a house of cards, will crumble, it's not going to be a good social look. He's going to be very depressed. He's going to be hiring help. He's going to be hiring psychiatrists, psychologists, coaches. He's going to be hiring everyone he can get his hands on because it would be very hard recovery from this. She's not going to be a good wife to him, especially at this point in life. You know, it's not like she found God, you know, found something. No, she's gonna do what she always does, but this time it's gonna be especially painful for the man, simply because of the circumstance because they made it so loud, so loud, so outrageous that it's gonna be extremely, it's going to break him. This relationship, this is my prediction. This relationship is gonna leave him in pieces. I assume you get used to having wealth, you get used to having status, you don't get that excited anymore about things. But she is a bit of his reassurance. He feels that she is like his man, kind of. I don't know if there is a thing like that he is desired by the. I don't know why he considers her hot. I mean, we're not gonna go into this. It's personal preference. He could have done a lot better, but a lot better. But for him, he never stopped being that rejected young man. So for him, she gives him major approval that like he's a man and he can do it. You know what I mean? He's desired. He is needed by this hot woman. Like I guess she makes him feel as if he's revisiting his young years when he was rejected, and now he has stamp of approval from this artificially created Miss Botox. But inside of him, he still have pretty low self-worth, because if he would have a high or adequate self-worth, he would actually find a woman that would be a lot more wholesome, a lot more attractive, a lot more pure, and he would compensate with his wealth for that, because he would compensate with his achievements. But he didn't look for more wholesome, more pure. And of course it would not be hard to find a woman who is more beautiful, more pleasant, more nurturing, more attractive, in a natural way, in a more real way. I don't even know how. This woman must know the art of manipulation. She must read 48 Laws of Power back and forth. I don't know, but she's you gotta give her that. She figured it out, but uh yeah. Oi. Honestly, a lot of people are writing that, oh, everybody's jealous. You have to be an absolutely heartless being to be jealous to be in such marriage. I don't think that. I don't know. It is so fake. It is so fake. It's like you sell your soul. You have all this luxury, but you literally sell your soul. You just sell it. You let your soul. You don't have a soul. Just like Kardashians. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know all their names, but their faces are always like this. Like they don't have expression. They don't have a heart. They don't have a soul. Anyway. Um, she has more plastic pieces than a phone. Yes. Thank you, Lance. Thank you. Very well said, Veronica. So basically, she went horizontal to go vertical. Listen, many people do things to get famous or to get rich, but you just don't have to marry them. You don't have to become. You don't have to sleep with an enemy. People do things, immoral things. People make mistakes, but you don't have to marry them. That's all. I'm glad you're unplugged from social media. It is always needed to keep my sanity. Yes, yes, yes. Wait a second. Wait a second. Elizabeth, you're number one fan here. Thank you. And somebody else, but I cannot read their name. Personally, I like my circle small and only keep vital people near. Imagine being rich, like just even very, very wealthy and somewhat famous. I would think that you want to have that gift of privacy. It's the biggest gift. If you are truly famous, or like if you're in that circle, nothing you want more. But if you have that kind of wealth, if you're a healthy person, there is nothing you want more. But just have a moment when you can take your mask off, your guard off. You can be with your family. You can be with, I don't know, your grandma. You can be with those friends that, let you sleep in their car when you were homeless, or that would drive and buy you groceries when you were down, or who believed in you when nobody else will, or who you called when somebody broke your heart and they were there no matter what. You usually want to have those people that really mean something to you. I doubt that, Lauren Sanchez is a bestie with Oprah Winfrey, or any of those Kardashians. Like why? The only answer to this is to show off. This is how far we made it. This is how high we made it now. That's how special we are. And again, all of those people looked absolutely absent. They look like they're at a job, at the event they have to attend. I don't have my cap here, but Leonardo DiCaprio put his hat, put his cap so that you cannot even see his face. He's like, I'm so embarrassed to be here. I don't want anybody to see me. I don't even want to be here. I don't want to be photoed. Like, you are dragging people to come. You know they don't want to come to your weddings. They know they don't care about you. Again, if you were fall off from that boat, they would not be, if something happens to you, they would not be able to push for a tear. The tear would not form. They would have to have the fake tears, the crocodile tears. Learning from Kim Kardashian how to do that. Okay, somebody writes in some language that I don't know, but hello, observation regal. I don't know how to read your comment, but thanks for coming. You are rarely wrong. You know what? When it comes to predictions, I'm rarely wrong. Yes. Thanks. Aaron, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Definitely not a coincidence, yes. Imagine you becoming a billionaire, and just around that time, you meet the biggest love of your life. Imagine, what are the odds of that, really? Fuchsia, hello, hello, darling. Welcome, welcome, welcome. See you soon, darling. Gonna get dogs out. Thanks again for sharing your time. Maybe catch you next few days. Yes, all right, all right. Thank you, darling. Good to see you, Elizabeth. Okay, it has some kind of I like that the chart has some kind of little crowns here. I guess it's your comments, guys. Thank you. Fuchsia, good to see you, darling. Hello, hello. Uh, yes, is this a new, the fan crown? I like it. Yes, I love it too. I love it too. Good to see you. Thank you, Fuchsia. Thank you, thank you. So how is everyone doing? What are you... Okay, guys, I talked enough. I have still a few moments. We have a cooler day today. I've been waiting to have a beautiful, candles in my living room and go live, but I have been so busy with real life. Um, Yet I am like overflowing. I have to share these thoughts. What do you guys think? Please, those of you who are watching, what are your thoughts? Do you think that this marriage is gonna last? Do you think that Jeff Bezos did the last thing, the right thing for himself? Um, how jealous you are? If you are jealous, I am. I'm gonna be very straightforward. I think that it is beautiful to have an unlimited abundance financially, because you can do what you love, you can help a lot of people, you can spend time with your family. If you have a mission or you create something, um, you can, you can live a legacy, you can live without major stress if you find a way, not even being a billionaire or even a millionaire, but if you find a beautiful way to for your family to never be in need of anything. I believe it's overall is a beautiful thing. But on the other hand, we have such a short life, and anything that makes you sell your soul is devastating to me, because one day you don't want to lay on your deathbed and know that anybody who show up to say goodbye, they can't wait till you're gone. They can wait till they inherit your house, or you know fight over the inheritance or whatever else. I think it's very devastating. It's also devastating, must be devastating for Jeff having all this money and not have an ounce of genuine care or love. Yes, he might have other things for sure. I'm sure that she's a monster, if you know what I mean. But there is not an ounce of warmth, love, connection, not even a drop of it. So think about this. You think that somebody else is lucky because, they have incredible financial abundance. But they actually, somewhere deep inside, are envious to you. Because maybe you are lucky to have a genuine friend. Maybe you are lucky to have somebody that loves you, loves you sick, loves you healthy, just loves your heart, loves your soul, would never betray you for nothing. Think about that. Think about that, guys. We always dream about something we don't have, and I know there are women that so tired of financial burdens that they would love to have a super rich guy. I have nothing against wealth. Once again, I have nothing against successful, driven, and purposeful um, men, but I think it's devastating when you have all of this stuff, but you feel that all of this is empty. It's really an awful feeling. If you ever face death, I don't know if you ever faced death, like maybe faced it a few times, just accidents, danger, other things. That gives you such clarity. You have immediate check. You don't want to have fake stuff. You don't want to make fake posts. You don't want to have fake friends. You don't want to go to fake parties and put a filter on and try to smile. I'm having fun. You don't want to do none of those things, because you realize um, that most of these people, it's they won't think about you maybe once. Maybe when somebody tells them, they might. You realize what was real, or what is actually real. Is it anything that real in your life? I have always been like this. I have been always like existential, thinking about these things, and I can detect fake. I'm a fake detector. Jeff Bezos made a mistake not hiring me. I would save him from this heartache. I would cure him. I would actually found him a woman that doesn't know who he is. Because there are still plenty of women who do not know who he is. There are still plenty of women who do not know. Yeah, somebody says that you found your name. My name is Josephina. How about that? All right, my dear friends. Fuchsia says I'm at work. I missed the live, but I'll watch the replay. All right, my darling. Let me know what you think. All right, my dear friends. I have to get going. We'll see you very soon. I hope. Um, bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Hello, Karim. Hello, everyone. Well, let me know your thoughts, my dear friends. I think that, of course, we all have a choice, but most people would not choose to be betrayed, stabbed, and taken advantage of. So, have in this crazy world with all this artificial stuff and all this fake shite, make sure you have a couple of people that really do care about you. Doesn't matter if they don't have likes, if they're unpopular, but make sure you have some good advisors and also some really close friends that look out for you. Life is about people, life is about relationships, life is about true connections. That's, I believe, that what we will think about on our last day on the planet, on this planet Earth. Doesn't mean you do not deserve to be taken care of, doesn't mean you do not deserve some beautiful luxuries in life, but don't sell your soul. That's all. Much love, my dear friends. I will see you very soon. Please write some comments below. I would love to hear what you think about that performance. Bye, everyone.